The piano is one of the world's most beloved instruments, but there's more to it than meets the eye. From its watery beginnings to the longest composition ever, here are 5 fascinating facts you probably didn't know. I'm Tanya Caroline Chen, a pianist, composer, and writer based in New York. My Tranquil Tunes channel is where music and life come together, a space where we can reflect, connect, and explore. I'm also launching an app called Tranquil Tunes, which I'll share more about soon. Let's dive into some of my favourite discoveries about the piano.
Number 1, the grand piano. It's elegant, powerful, and has inspired music from classical to jazz to pop. But here's something you might not know. Its story actually started over 2,000 years ago with a water-powered instrument. Here's a mosaic image made in the 2nd century AD. This Roman artwork shows the first known wooden keyboard instrument, the hydraulis, being played by the woman on the left. It's a water organ. Air was pumped through the pipes using water pressure, which kept the airflow steady for a consistent sound. Honestly, doesn't this look like an ancient version of a rock concert? It's amazing how music has always been such a big part of human culture. The hydraulis was invented in the 3rd century BC by Ctesibios, a Greek engineer from Alexandria, known for his groundbreaking work with water and air pressure. Ctesibios created this as the first ever keyboard instrument. And here's a reconstructed version of the hydraulis displayed at the museum in Dion, Greece. It gives us an incredible glimpse into how advanced this invention was for its time. Number 2 in my crazy amazing facts about the piano. Let's talk about something we all recognize, the black and white keys of the piano. It's such an iconic design, but why do they look this way, and have they always looked this way? Here are the piano keys as we know them. White for the naturals and black for the sharps and flats. The black keys are grouped in 2s and 3s, and it's really clever. I've always thought of them as islands helping you navigate the keyboard. For example, the white note C is always to the left of the 2 raised black keys. Without this design, navigating the keyboard would be so much harder. But did you know that early pianos didn't always look like this? Here's a 17th century clavichord, and as you can see, the key colours are reversed, black for the naturals and white for the sharps and flats. They used ebony for the black naturals because it was more affordable, and the raised sharps and flats, or the islands, were made from expensive materials like bone or ivory. Since there were fewer raised keys, this design helped save on costs. But in candlelight, the black keys were really hard to see, which made playing difficult. By the 19th century, they flipped the colours to what we see today: white naturals and black sharps and flats. It's a much more practical design and so much easier on the eyes. Number 3. There is a surprising connection between pianos and elephants that's hard to ignore. The story behind the white keys on a piano might seem simple, but it had a devastating impact on one of the world's most majestic animals. Ivory was prized for piano keys because it was smooth, durable, and luxurious, a true status symbol. During the 19th and 20th centuries, demand exploded. Millions of elephants were killed for piano keys, billiard balls, and jewellery. A single tusk could make enough ivory for 45 pianos, fueling an industry that devastated elephant populations. Elephant tusks were so valuable that entire industries were built around hunting and trading ivory. In one decade of the 19th century alone, millions of elephants were slaughtered to meet the growing demand. By the late 20th century, the world began to understand the catastrophic impact of the ivory trade. In 1989, the international ivory trade was banned, and piano makers switched to synthetic materials like acrylic, ABS, and composites designed to mimic the texture and durability of ivory. But even now, elephants are still recovering, a stark reminder of how human greed can forever shape the future of wildlife.
Number 4, let's talk about the world's most expensive piano, and arguably the world's most famous piano, the Casablanca Piano. And surprisingly, it wasn't even a grand piano. It was just a small upright, but its fame rests entirely from its role in the Hollywood iconic movie Casablanca and from one unforgettable song, As Time Goes By. This 58-key piano, built in 1927 by Kohler and Campbell, was customized for Casablanca. It has the letters FNP inscribed on it, standing for First National Pictures, the studio that merged with Warner Brothers. Its compact size and Moroccan-inspired designs made it the perfect fit for Rick's Café Americain. It's best known for As Time Goes By, the song performed by Dooley Wilson as Sam. Though Wilson wasn't a pianist, his portrayal became legendary, forever linking the song to the film and this piano. The piano is central to several key moments in the film. It's where Rick hides the stolen transit papers and where Victor Laszlo leads the cafe in singing La Marseillaise, drowning out the German soldiers' song. This little piano became a powerful symbol of resistance, memory, and love. In 2014, the Casablanca piano sold at auction for $3.4 million to an anonymous buyer. And with its illustrious Hollywood history, it would likely sell for even more today. And as for the transit papers, I've hidden my passport occasionally inside my piano, but I'd never be able to sell mine for $3.4 million. Number 5. The longest piece ever written for the piano might surprise you. Erik Satie, the eccentric French composer, created Vexations in 1893, a piece that's as perplexing as it is unique. It's not a massive multi-volume work. It's a single sheet of music. But this single page holds a challenge like no other. To fully perform it, you must repeat this short motif 840 times. At the top of the score, Satie included these cryptic instructions. In order to play the motif 840 times in succession, it would be advisable to prepare oneself beforehand and in the deepest silence by serious immobilities. These words transform the piece into a marathon performance lasting over 18 hours.
Satie composed Vexations while living in Montmartre, a vibrant hub for artists and musicians in Paris. The piece captures the experimental spirit of the time, pushing boundaries in both form and endurance. The title Vexations means frustration or annoyance. Some believe it reflects the endless repetition required to perform the piece, while others think it was Satie's playful jab at long-winded composers like Wagner.
This one-page score is considered to be the first minimalist, ambient, and conceptual experimental piece ever written, and performing it isn't just about playing music, it's about patience, focus, and total immersion. I've played Vexations many times. This includes in the Tate Modern in 2007, and I still remember being given my time slots, one of which included 4 a.m. and I remember coming downstairs wearing my dressing gown, sitting at the grand piano, freezing in the Turbine Hall in the Tate Modern. The whole experience was so surreal and unforgettable.